added a second heating element. So I got two heating elements, still within the 3 amp range of the battery. Actually, I think we're less than 2 amps. 12 volts, again, from this lithium-ion battery pack. I haven't seen the thermal switch open the circuit yet. I'm a little concerned by that because it's supposed to open it at 40C. But cheap Chinese pots, I might have to look for a better thermal switch. But so far it's not really going over. Well, I have a meat thermometer inside there. Inside there's reading 113 degrees Fahrenheit. And the laser says it's on the outside it's 101. Again, that's aluminum, so it's acting like a heat sink. We got 86 over here. The base of the thermal switch, I got 140 Fahrenheit. But it's not glued in place, so I don't think it's getting any thermal transmission through it. So that's probably why it's not heating up and opening up the circuit. It's barely hanging on to the circuit. I'm still waiting for the glue that I bought, that I ordered to glue that thermal switch down. But this is after about 10 minutes. It's definitely heating up. This whole thing is definitely warm to the touch. I mean, it's getting pretty hot. So with two of the heating elements, the idea is to heat the CO2 cartridges up. Not cook them, but heat them up to at least 100 degrees inside there so that I can gain an increase in pressure. Max pressure is 1500 psi. I think they say at 120 degrees. If I could get 1200 psi, I would be happy with that. Even a little more, because with the expansion chambers in here and the car stock, the pressure drops pretty quick as soon as you open it. I mean, that's with the cap off, right? So that's, air's able to get in there, and it's maintaining over 105 degrees inside there, according to this thermometer. Oh, the thermal switch kicked. Okay, the red light's off. I missed it. I don't know when it happened, but that it killed power. That's why the temperature's down to 90, 98 now. We'll see when it kicks back on. So power's been cut automatically, so thermal switch does work. It'll work more efficiently once I have it glued down into place. We'll see. Now we're dropping down. Even this is dropping. Let's see when it kicks on automatically. If I can capture that and see what temperature it reads when that happens. We still have the green power light on, so I know the fuse didn't blow. And the reading on the battery pack is reading, I'll go to the top, 74, 75 probably, 75 degrees, so I don't think the battery's working that hot. It's not giving off any heat. We got a green light, which tells me that the fuse didn't blow. We have battery 12 volts, but the heating light went off, which tells me thermal switch did its job. Granted, it probably had to get a lot hotter. See now, the base of the thermal switch is reading 95 Fahrenheit. Still good temperature in there. So I think I'm going to do is take the meat thermometer out of here, which is still reading 101 inside. I'll take the meat thermometer out. And I'm going to put the cap back on the end of the CO2 cylinder so that it can retain some heat in there. This looks like it's working, so once I get this all buttoned up, then I'll test it with actual CO2 inside. I'll let it get up the temperature and cycle once, and then after it does that, I'll go ahead and puncture the cartridges and see what, oh, the heating lamp just came back on, okay. That was at, oh, we're already back up to 120. All right, so it's cycling. .93 there. I just put the cap on, so that's gonna warm back up. At the base of the thermal sensor, we're at 120 again. Not super accurate there. She's heating back up. Again, this is only a prototype. The wires are a mess. I don't have all the proper terminal ends and wire looms yet. I'm still waiting on those parts to come in. This is just to test what I have now. I needed that thermal switch to do the test, and so far so good. I think that's good for tonight. It cycled off, cooled off, cycled back on. The heating red lamp's back on. The heating elements, I ended up adding a second one so that the process could go a little quicker, and I did cut the time in half. It took about 20 minutes with just one. I was able to achieve over 100 degrees in probably 5 minutes inside there, so I think that's good. I'm gonna let it cycle one more time off camera and see how it goes. Test of CO2 heater. External CO2 heater for the 2 times Umarex, 2 times 12 gram CO2 cylinder, quick puncture heater, powered from a lithium-ion battery pack. And that's the control unit box with on and off switch, green power LED, and red LED for heater active. Thermal switch, and a mess of wires that I need to clean up quite a bit and then get them into some wire looms. Also trying to make some of it to be able to be quickly disconnected so that I can reuse the control box and battery with another slip-on heating element that I'm going to design for use with the 88, 90 gram CO2 cartridges. If this works out good and increases my pressure, then I'll go ahead and play around with that next. That is after I get all the cosmetics completed on this. Anyways, looks like test 1 is a success. We've had a successful heat cycle once now. Okay, well, We'll test it tomorrow with live CO2 in it, and then once it gets up to temperature, we'll puncture the CO2 and see what we get on the gauge, and see how see what pressure we got.